Lamido Sanusi, a man of Nigeria's past and possibly its future. Blog post by John Campbell. On March 9th, the governor of Kano State removed Sanusi Lamido Sanusi from his position as Emir of Kano, which is usually regarded as the second or third most important Muslim traditional ruler in Nigeria, briefly under what amounted to internal exile in a neighboring state. Sanusi sued in the federal court for his freedom. He won, and the federal government did not intervene to block the judgment. He has now moved to join his family in Lagos. There is speculation, especially among some Nigerian experts, that he is looking to launch a political career, perhaps even contesting for the presidency in 2023. Sanusi is a rather unique figure in Nigeria. Proud to his enthronement as Emir of Kano, he was the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) under the presidency of Ñ0Rong and his successor Goodluck Jonathan. In this position, Sanusi won the prestigious International Award of Central Bank of the Year. As CBN governor, he publicly called attention to the disappearance of some $20 billion in oil revenue from the government's coffers. Jonathan removed him as a result. At that time, especially among Nigerian experts and part of the business community, there were hopes he would enter politics, but as a member of the Royal House of Kano, he instead sought successfully his election by the kingmakers to become the Emir of Kano after the death of his uncle, the previous Emir. His election was supported and approved by the then governor of Kano, Rabiu Kwankwaso, a member of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), generally regarded as a reformer. In 2015, Abdullahi Ganduje, a politician from the rival party, President Muhammadu Buhari's All Progressives Congress (APC), won the governorship. Sanusi was highly critical of the new governor's alleged corruption. In the elections of 2019, Ganduje claimed that Sanusi was supporting his opponent for the governorship. Traditional rulers are supposed to be above partisan politics. After Ganduje's re-election, the emir's criticism continued unabated. Ganduje secured the approval of Kano State Executive Council to remove Sanusi and secured the election among the kingmakers of another member of the royal family to be emir. There has been speculation that President Buhari had a hand in his removal, but such allegations are strongly denied by presidency spokesmen, who point out that relations with traditional rulers are the purview of governors, not the president. Sanusi is apparently not contesting the governor's right to remove him as emir, though there are precedents going back to British colonial times for a governor to remove a traditional ruler. It is not done lightly, not least because of concern for popular unrest in the aftermath. Yet, the media reports little popular reaction of Kano to Sanusi removal. Sanusi emphasized the injustice faced by the poor of Nigeria's political economy, particularly those in the north, in terms that resonate positively with a westernized audience, but he was not known for his liberality in the unstructured almsgiving that characterizes traditional charity. At the time, 12 northern states adopted Sharia, a popular cause among the northern poor. He did not support it. Should he wish to enter electoral politics, Sanusi's way forward is not clear. He is popular among the captains of Nigeria's modern economy, just as he is among international business people. He appears especially popular among Nigeria's expats, both those living abroad and those returned home. Hence, Lagos would appear to be his natural political base, but Lagos, including its political class, is dominated by the Yoruba. It is hard to see them making room for a northerner, especially a critic of the political economy from which they benefit. On the national level, Nigeria's system of political alternation or power shift between Christians and Muslims and between North and South plays against him. Even under the British, the northern Muslim political class feared domination by the much wealthier and more advanced South. They have long feared exclusion from government and hence from the wealth that accrues to those that capture the state and can access oil revenue. Power shift in response to those fears was an important part of the 1998 to 1999 transition from military to civilian government. In principle, after 8 years under President Buhari, a Muslim from the north, it will be the Christian South turn in 2023, especially in Lagos. Among Nigeria experts and in the internationally oriented business community. It is increasingly said that Nigeria no longer needs power alternation to stay together. This was the argument used by supporters of those Southern Christian Goodluck Jonathan when he ran in 2011, though it was ostensibly the North turn at the presidency. The Muslim president Ñ0Rong Yar'Adua died in office. Jonathan as vice president was meant to finish Yar'Adua's first term and then make way for a northern Muslim to run in 2011. The aftermath of those elections, however, when it was clear that Jonathan had won, not least by rigging, were marked by horrific bloodshed in the north. Riots that started against Jonathan's victory morphed into rival Christian-Muslim pogroms with a strong ethnic dimension. In 2015, the political classes nationwide joined together to ensure the election of Buhari, therefore restoring power shifts. In 2019, still the North turn, both major political parties fielded northern Muslim presidential candidates. Some of the leading contemporary Yoruba politicians are Bola Tinubu and his successor as governor, Babatunde Fashola. Both are Muslims and Southerners. Could a Southerner ticket include two Muslims with Sanusi as a vice president candidate? This is a possibility. However, the way forward for Tinubu, Fashola or other Muslim presidential candidates is not clear. Since 1993, the South Christian majority has become much more politicized and uncompromising. That, along with growing radical Islamic movements in the north, narrows the scope of the possible in Nigerian politics. Buhari Vice President Ñ0Rong Osinbajo is a Christian Pentecostal preacher, also with a positive international reputation. What about an Osinbajo Sanusi ticket? A dream for the business community. But Osinbajo denies political ambition and says he's merely on loan from his church to the government as vice president. In an event, 2023 is a long way away and much could happen in the interim. So guys, Campbell, a senior fellow at the Council for Foreign Relations, CFR, has forecast a presidential nomination between Vice President Ñ0Rong Osinbajo and Sanusi, citing uphill conditions, power alternation, and religion factors have foisted on Nigeria's presidential politics since democratic transition in 1999. So the man is the one really looking into all of these things. People will be like, oh, how did this man, it's like he's been able to study Nigeria politics and since 1999 or for a very long time because he was a senior fellow at the Council for Foreign Relations. I think the former ambassador, if I may say. But that being said, all these permutations here and there, one thing I have discovered and which I know a lot of people are aware of is that we have two categories of people in this country: the political elite and ordinary Nigerians are on their own. We have those politicians, those who make power, those who bring people, those who decide, who say, oh, who is going to be what and whatever at each point in time. We have categories of those people in that line. Do you know that these people, they have their class, and that is what has been going on in this country from time immemorial. They are the ones, they put themselves and they are the ones enjoying the dividends of the country. But they use us as people. Election time will come, they will use us to do whatever they want to do. Even they just use those as camouflage. Oh, so that it won't be as if there is no election or what have you. But at the end of the day, a lot of discrepancy, a lot of rigging, a lot of manipulations usually occur. So that's why a lot of people have said they don't even like to go and vote, because at the end of the day, their votes do not count. Of course, people are trying to encourage people now. So even at that, because people are still discouraged to go and vote because they believe their votes will not count, they are still capitalizing on that to do their manipulation the more. Whether you vote or you do not vote, in most of the time, most cases, your vote do not really count. In most cases, it do count, but they still know how to go about it. So I just believe that they already know what they really want to do. Of course, we just have to encourage people, and at the end of the day, we will still get it right. We need to get it right so that it will not continue. That line will not continue in that way, that we believe that our votes do not count, because these people do a lot of manipulations. So they do all the mathematics, they do all the calculations, they do the permutation, and it's just like draft. They put this on, this on, this on, and at the end of the day, they are the ones enjoying this country. And that's why majority of them will want to stand their ground, that no matter what, whether life or death, they will continue to talk about this one Nigeria. But unfortunately, with the masses, they will tell you are going to be, just be sacrificing, irrespective of how the economy is. There's that conspiracy theory. Irrespective of how the economy is going down, or dwindling or tilting, it is none of their business, because they still get what they want. It is the masses that will continue to suffer from everlasting to everlasting, until we the masses will be united. And they have used a lot of things to disorganize us, to separate us, to divide us, until we as a people will come together. We will come to realize and love ourselves. These people, they love themselves, irrespective of party affiliations or religious affiliation. They love themselves. When it comes to money, looting, they love themselves, and they will tell you enemies or friends do not matter. It is interest that do matter. They can be friends today, tomorrow they will be enemy, but in as much their personal interests are being are considered, they don't care. But we will be deceiving ourselves. We'll be fighting, we'll be insulting ourselves. Oh, this and that, you belong to this group. They have another meeting they do. So to me, I don't really want to go whether Osinbajo this or whatever somebody is thinking at this. At the end of the day, they can't do themselves anything. They will continue to swim in plenty, while we continue to swim in poverty and in penury. We'll continue to swim in that line, because we have two categories: the masses and the political elite. They know how they do all those things. They are not interested on how Nigeria will be moved forward, but they are interested on who is going to get the power at a particular time. And those one, your set has coming, you enjoy whatever you want to enjoy. Those who are on the waiting list, like I always say, they are waiting to fill in the gap after those ones must have finished their tenure, and they will continue like that. Like I always say, none of them, before going into politics, they will be richer. But as the time they are going out of the politics or power, they will be richer than when they were coming in. And that is just the trend. And the Nigerian people will continue to suffer until we will be able to get the tricks that these people are using. A lot of people from outside the world, they can do the permutation, but has that really changed the narrative? Does that mean that the country is going to move forward? No, they are not interested in the country moving forward. They are interested in what they are going to get at the end of the day. It is not what the masses will get at the end of the day. You see this issue of corona or no corona, it has exposed a lot of them, because you see that they don't have anything, they have brought to the table for the development of their state or the development of the country. So let them continue to do their permutation. I'm not even interested, because whosoever that gets there, at the end of the day, who will help? Is it going to help me? The way and manner to which they sang the praises of Buhari. Oh, and some people are like, oh, had it been the Buhari did not come in, people were like, oh, Nigeria would have been like, all those developed country and what have you. But now he came in, everybody has seen the whole thing. So for people who are really objective, nobody should bobo anybody. Nobody, they were going to talk about, oh, this person is this person is that. Is begin to rationalize it. Of course, a lot of people have known before, but just a majority have still not come to that realization that they can hype anybody, but give them the power. It is a different ballgame entirely. They will be calculating anything. They don't even mind you. So whether Osinbajo comes or whether he's interested, or whether Sanusi, at the end of the day, no, it is very, very difficult to trust any of these people, because they have their cartel. They have their cartel, and they must fulfill the business of their cartel. irrespective of whatever you say, the way at manner the Nigerians bash them, insult them, tell them, they don't care. They'll just be laughing at you guys. They don't care. They know what they are doing. They don't know what they're doing, and they don't have that conscience because we are not part of them. We are not part of. They just use us as a camouflage just to fulfill our righteousness during election time. So, guys, that is just my own opinion concerning all of this. All this will not concern me. At the end of the day, whosoever that comes in is the person's coming in. Is he going to help me? Is he going to help my neighbor? Is he going to help every Nigerian? That is the question we need to be asking. So, guys, let us hear your own take. Leave your comment below in the comment section. Thank you.